All right, so let's go about predicting your ovulation one more time. I've repeated this thing like maybe 120 times, but there's no problem because of you. I will do it again. By the way, happy new month to you. It's gonna be a best month for us so far. It is my month, so in fact, let me write the date. That's the first thing you learn from predicting ovulation. 13th of September. I expect something, but no alasha. So let's go over it again. But at this time, really, I want you to get it once and for all. Not the question that will be coming all of the time that, okay, my menstruation is this 28, please, when is my ovulation? Just know this and just bury this in your mind. Do you understand? I will make it as fast as possible and then you can get over it. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Alright, so this is what we'll be going through. These are the things I will be highlighting. This is your calendar. Now, this is representing the woman's reproductive system. You understand? This is the road to your vagina, right? This, like this, is what? Your ovaries. You must have heard that 1 million times. These things like this, fallopian tube, right? This is your womb. You understand? This is where your eggs come in through the fallopian tube into this space. Then any sperm cells that come in will jam and then will meet up. So that is about that. Now, ovulation. What do we mean by ovulation? Ovulation is the release of eggs from your ovary. As a woman, you'll be ovulating almost every month. Do you understand now? Within your menstrual cycle, you have to ovulate. That is the sign that you are fertile as a woman. So it is very, very important that you know that. All right, so that is going about that. Now, what are the signs of ovulation? Like I used to say all the time, sticky discharge, white discharge, like this light. You understand? Not something clumsy, not whitish. You understand? Not greenish, not yellowish. Those are another thing entirely. Do you understand? But sticky discharge, very clear discharge like this, that is a sign. Pain, you know it. You know the things that you feel, and sometimes you feel lebo, as if you just find one man and then collabo at the same time. The thing will do you, and you want to be on it. So those are the signs. And then sometimes you have spottings. Don't mistake it with menstrual flow. Menstrual flow comes out, but spottings, blood spottings comes out too during ovulation period. So have that in your mind. It is very, very important. So those are the signs. Now let me check these as it's going along. And then period cycle, we have different period cycle. Yours can be 28 days, yours can be 31. You understand? Different days. But you remember I usually say is that 21st to 35th of 35 days cycle length. Do you understand? That's the usual date. When it is less than 21, it is irregular. When it is over 35, it is irregular. Something is happening. Perhaps your hormonal imbalance, you change location, something is happening in your system, or too much birth control pills. You understand? Post pills, Postino2, and all of those things you usually take, they affect your cycle. But if it's within 21 days, 35 days, there is no problem. So there is no need for you to ask that, Dr. Flash, what about if I'm menstruating twice in a month? There is no problem about that if you are menstruating twice. So far it is not less than 20 days, 21 days, you understand, right? So it can come. That means if you're menstruating on the 1st or on the 2nd, and then the next time again on the 22nd, you are fine, you understand? Everybody have different cycle lengths. It's just that we get the average as 28 days. That is what we used to say normally. All right, so let's go there. Irregular period. So now we are talking about predicting ovulation. It can be a bit difficult for someone who is having irregular periods, right? What do we mean by irregular period? Today you see 16-day cycle. The next time it is 35. Do you understand? Another time again you see it as 24. That distance, that gap is so too much. You understand? 9 distance gap. So it will be a bit difficult, right? To have to predict your ovulation. You understand? Predict your ovulation. It will be a bit difficult. The first thing you need to do if you have irregular period is to get it balanced first. You understand? Make it regular. How do you make it regular? I suggested cinnamon and ginger in one of my videos like that. Cook it together. You understand? Take it in bite sizes. You take it small, you know, dilute it. That is a herbal way of doing it. You understand what I'm saying, right? So other things are medical. You come to the hospital, you do hormonal test. Which of the hormones is not balanced with you? Is it prolactin? Is it FSH? Is it luteinizing hormone? Is it progesterone or estrogen? All of those things like that. So it is very important that if you have irregular periods, don't rely on calendar method. So now there is calendar method in predicting your ovulation, which is the one we are doing right now. There's the use of app like flow apps. You understand now? They get to predict it. But you know, disadvantage is there for the app because the app is made for general people. You understand? The population. So you can have glitches in the algorithm. You know, if it will be perfect, it will be perfect, and it will be wrong, it will be very wrong. You understand? So you can't really rely on it like that. So what we are depending on what the calendar method because it's something we can put together. So don't put all of these things as mathematics. This is not calculus or differentiation. You understand? It's something you can do. So many times why people don't really get it is because you don't really pay attention. You understand? Why? Maybe perhaps you are hearing me now, you are doing one or two things. You understand? You can mix it up, and then when you come back to the video, instead of you to go back and say what did he say the last time, you are just going on, and then the next question will be, I'm having 20-day cycle. When is my ovulation? How the hell will I do? You understand what I'm saying, right? So it's very, very important that you know. So if you have irregular periods, right, it is a very difficult thing to predict your ovulation. There is no doctor anywhere that will tell you can predict it, except we use ultrasound or we use machines. Do you understand? To predict. Do you understand, right? So all of those things, because we are seeing your ovary, you are seeing inside of your reproductive organ. Do you understand me now? So it is very, very difficult. Get your hormones balanced first before you now predict your ovulation. Are we good? So that one is gone like that. The next one is ovulation prediction. So how do you predict your ovulation exactly? You need to know your menstrual cycle. What is my menstrual cycle? Do I have 28-day cycle? Do I have a 26-day cycle? Now, definitely we know that it's not perfect for every woman. That you have to see your cycle every 28 or every 26. You understand, right? Sometimes your cycle could be 30. Do you understand differences? But now, what do you need to do? All these ones like this, if your cycle is like this, you are not falling under irregular periods. Hello, are we good? Why? Because it's not giving gap like this. These ones, the gaps are too much. Do you get it now? But for this one now, you see, the only difference is like 2, 4. You understand? 4 is very, very close. You get it just now. So what do you take among this? If you're having something like this, you just take the average. The average among this is what? 28, right? Right? So it's not too low, it's not too low. You just take a 28-day cycle and then you just use it to calculate and then predict your ovulation. Hello, somebody. Hope you are good. The thing is just that if you are not having too much gap, maybe you are seeing it 26, 27, you understand? Or 28, you understand? Those ones are still close, bomber to bomber. You calculate from the 6th, 6 months ago. 6 months ago. You understand? You check it off. So that's the first thing you need to do. 6 months ago, what is my menstrual cycle 6 months ago? You take the average from it, you get the gist right. And then that is what you will use to predict your next ovulation. You understand? Now, if you are saying, take note of this, what I'm about to say. If your period started, let's say on 24, do you understand? And then the 25th, you see blood spot again. 26th, you see 27, maybe for 4 days. Now, don't assume that. Don't calculate your period from 27. The first time you saw it, which is on 24, that is when you start calculating. Hello, somebody. So now, let me explain it in details now. So for simplicity's sake, right, let me assume your date, the last time you saw your menstrual period, to be number 1. Yes, number 1. So for simplicity's sake, maybe the last time you saw it was on 19, maybe on 26, or I don't know. I can't hear you from here, you understand? But let's just happen for simplicity's sake, number 1, right? Now, the next time you saw your period, when should it be? When should it be? Choose any day. 28. 28. So you saw your period 28, right? So that means you are having a 27-day cycle. Don't forget, I always say that the first time when you saw your period, that's the beginning of your cycle. Are we together, right? So the next time you be seeing your period like this, that's the beginning of another cycle. Do you understand? So for this now, we're having a 27-day cycle. Do you understand, right? So how do we predict the ovulation period for this? Now, don't forget, you have gotten your average from the 6 months ago, which is maybe, let's say, 27. Yeah? 27 days. So how do you predict? Now, this is it. 14 days before your next period is your ovulation date. Then someone. Keep up that. 14 days before your next period, that is your ovulation time. Now, let's see now. 14 days, let's calculate it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Funny enough, it's landed on 14. So now, 14. This is your ovulation date, right? This is your ovulation days. Now, scientifically, not every woman is perfect. So we usually say maybe from 12 to 14 days. Do you get it now? But the average day normally is 14. Please don't get this confused. The first thing you need to know is the average time for your menstruation. You understand? The day, normal cycle length. Then after that, you know it's 27 or 27 days, right? 14 days before. Now, don't mistake this. This is another point you should take note of. This is another point you should take note of. It's not that 14 days after your period, or this maybe after this, you start calculating 14. That is a mistake that a lot of people do. Do you understand? It's not 14 days after your period. You calculate it. It's 14 days before. You get it now? When you have now gotten the date, you understand? Then you now, subsequent time, you now be adding those kind of days to your circle. I hope this thing is not confusing, but let me just go on with what I'm saying already now. Okay, so 14 days, right, before your next period, that is when you ovulated, right? So now, when can you be fertile? Like, what are the periods for fertility? It is when your egg is being produced, right? This is where your egg is being produced. That's the date here. What are the periods to note for fertility? Now, this is it. We need to account for sperm cells whenever you have intercourse. Sperm, it is known that sperm actually use 5 days. You understand? Sperm cells actually use 5 days. So that means if you had intercourse on this date, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from this day like this, from 10th, you understand, you can become fertile. Now, not because 10 is your ovulation period, no, but because you have sperm cells that enter inside this place like this. Do you understand? On the 10, these sperm cells, they are bad guys. They can stay for 5 days. They go stay like this. They look for egg will go come out. Do you understand? So they will wait until there is a production of eggs, and then when the production of egg comes, they will collabo, sperm and cells. You understand? And then they will form this thing. They collabo. All right. So that is very, very important that you know that. So all of these days like this, you understand? If you knock for 12, you will get belly. If you knock for 13, you will get belly. If you can't knock for 14, are we kidding? Now belly dey gone. Do you understand now? Now, before I finish, eggs, whenever they come out, right? You see this 14 is your ovulation period. Whenever eggs come out, right? It's just only one egg. Do you understand? If you check my last video, I was talking about fraternal twins and identical twins. That's where you see the instances where 2 eggs come. But now only one egg comes out, right? They use 24 hours. 24 to 48 hours. That's like 2 days. So that means from here, we have another day again on 15th. Do you understand? That is when your eggs are available. Do you get it now? So these days, you are fertile. It's your ovulation period. Do you get it now? So now, for science sake, science could not say that, okay, maybe one thing now happen. So let's just add 2 days. We now add 2 days like this. 16 and then 17. You get it just like that. That is your ovulation period. That is your fertile window. Somebody asked, that's when is a fertile window? These are your fertile window. Do you understand? These days, you are fertile. That means your window is open like this. How far? I want to be pregnated. I am fertile. Do you understand me now? So that is how you predict your ovulation period. You see, if you don't get what I've been saying, sister, just repeat the video and you get it properly. Do you understand? If there is any question, you can still reach out. Now, what affects 14 days? The 14 day, different things affect 14 days. Just like I said, I added 2 days here. It could be hormonal changes. You change your location. You travel from one place to another. It can affect your ovulation days. It's added 1 day more or a day before. Do you understand what I'm saying, right? Use drugs, post pills. All of those things affect ovulation. And no, please take note again. I've been telling and I've been saying it. Post pills, posting or 2, all those things. They are not paracetamol. They are not vitamin C that you'll be taking all of the time. Do you understand what I'm saying, right? They affect your cycle length and your ovulation. You can take it to an extent that you won't even be ovulating again. That's because you become infertile. So people have 1 carton inside the house. Do you get it now? Please, it's very, very improper. So now, those are the things that affect ovulation. So menstruation and ovulation, can they happen at the same time? Yes, it can happen. So, but perhaps, please, how many minutes is this video? 14, right? So I'll just explain that, but it is possible. It is possible you have menstruation, you menstruate and then you ovulate at the same time. That one will be for another video. Or should I say it? Okay, it's just happened. Let me just use math. It's just happened when someone's menstruation is going on. You know, some people can be menstruating for like 6 to 7 days. So by the time you are still menstruating, you understand, your time for ovulation just reach. You understand? Maybe for people who have short cycle length, it happens to those who have short cycle length and then longer days of period. Just have that in your mind. I'll be explaining this better. I will go down. So that is how you predict your ovulation. So in short now, if you have irregular periods, like the date used to just come anyhow, too much gap, you can't predict your ovulation. Nobody on earth will tell you that you can predict your ovulation perfectly. Do you understand? But if you have it regular, 26, 26, 27, 28, all of those things, you can predict your next ovulation. You understand? So all of these days like this, you understand? If you knack, you will get belly. That's if you are looking for a child, you want to conceive or conception. All of these days like this, if you knack, you understand? From your 14 days, add like 3 days, you understand? In the front, you understand? 4 days from behind for sperm cells if they enter. So just the knack like this, they give you say you will become pregnant. But if not, if you don't want to be pregnant, this is the next time you are menstruating. This one like this, it is safe, but it's not advisable. This date, it is safe. It is safe. You will knack. You understand? Raw, nothing will happen. Do you understand? But so far, the first thing is that you know your cycle length. If it's 21 days, if it's 19 days, if it's 28 days, first know that one first. After you've known that one, you now calculate 14 behind. Do you understand? So that time now, you can now be able to know. You get it now. So for somebody who have 27-day cycle now, since the person have calculated it, you know that, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You understand? 13. You get it. So you know that the average is what? 27. 27 now, right? Minus 14 is giving you 13, right? So now that 13 is what you now use to calculate. So from this 28 now, when you are seeing your cycle next, you now calculate it. 28, 1, 2, 3. Any day you now get from 13th. That 13th like this, anytime you get the 13th day, that is your next period, your next ovulation. So you know if you want to knack or you don't want to knack. Yeah, man. Please don't forget my birthday. My birthday is on the 13th of September. This year I want to celebrate my birthday. It is very important. See you later. Young man, please, can you just off this? See you later.